when it arrived in the mail a few weeks later, it said, you cannot be working with your Social Security anymore. I don't know if anybody of you has a Social Security card with them. Do you have it with you today?
No, you don't.
Yeah, because why? It's your identity. You don't want to be working with it because what if somebody found you or found it? They can use it to do many things. So if you've been watching the news, you've been following, you realize that in the recent year, identity theft has risen in the last 2 years. 12.6 million have been victimized by identity theft in the 2012. The second highest total since the Federal Trade Commission began counting victims in 2003. Roughly 1 million more than 2011, that is in 2012. The criminals are made of 3 billion more than they did in 2011. Actually, in 2012, that was about more than 10 billion that criminals took from stealing people's identity. A lot question usually, how do they get the identity or information from you? Is by the credit cards we throw in the trash. The mails that come in our places that we don't really discard well. That's how somebody gets a hold of your identity. And most of the time, people, and for those who just came from home, identity theft is just somebody tries to be you. They can apply credit cards under your name, use them, and you will never know. So I was wondering, well, America should be a place where everybody should find a way to save this. I mean, how can we lose at least 10 billion a year when somebody can come up with this? So I was thinking there gotta be something that has been done about it. Then I realized about this CEO of LifeLock. His name is Todd Davis. Todd Davis says, well, his Social Security has been stolen about 13 times. And every time a criminal tries to use the identity, he's been unsuccessful. I said, wow, too good to be true. But then he does say that it's working. I'm not a member, and I'm not selling I'm not his agent either. But if you want to try, Google LifeLock, and if you find out that it's helpful, let us know about it. So, but then, what I come to realize about the people that are the criminals that steal our identities, they can steal our identity, but they cannot change our essence of who we are. They can steal the information, but then you realize that we are still the same people. You are here, you have your money in your bank, but they're somewhere stealing your identity. So that's the same thing we find here, that these 4 boys, their identities were stolen. I don't know if you understand the story of Daniel and his 4 brothers. I'm going to be very honest, before I started going back to the Bible, I only had the information that I learned when I was a young child because my mom used to take us to church to listen to children's stories. So I didn't really know what happened and why they were here where they were. So if you read in the book of Prophet Jeremiah, you realize that the people of Israel, or the people of Judah, were doing wicked things. And God has sent Prophet Jeremiah to talk to them and tell them to stop their wicked ways. While I was reading that book of Jeremiah, I thought to myself, how could anyone not listen? You mean, God is sending somebody and seriously stop your wicked ways and nobody is stopping it. And he tells them, you know what, if you're not going to stop your wicked ways, I'll be sending war, famine, and diseases. And I'm going to eliminate the people of Judah, unless they listen to me. But then these people of Judah were the same Israelite that God has saved. And he had taken them to this land, and he had been there for them. But then they turned out their ways, and they started worshiping the idols. So we see that in the book of Jeremiah, God appointed King Nebuchadnezzar to be the king, and he'd given them the powers to go and take people from Judah for 70 years of captivity. So this is how these 4 boys end up being in Babylon. And these three Hebrew boys, when they